Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Police are searching for the identity of a victim after a torso was found on the riverbank behind me.
A frightening morning outside an eastern Kentucky Walmart. Police say one man shot another during a fight in the parking lot. What we've learned about the investigation.
An alert for online shoppers.
Be careful before you do that.
WKYT investigates how to avoid scams while you're shopping for holiday gifts over the internet. WKYT News at 6 starts now. Good evening. There are many questions tonight after a very disturbing discovery in the Kentucky River. Investigators say they found some human remains.
They tell us they found the remains over the weekend in the river not far from Camp Daniel Boone Road. That's close to where Jessamine, Fayette, and Madison counties meet. Victor Puente is tracking the investigation tonight. It's our top story at 6.
He looked down there and he thought it was a deer, part of a deer.
But the body Sherman Dennis's neighbor found Saturday afternoon wasn't an animal. The Jessamine County coroner says it was a human torso, but it was hard to tell at first.
Of course, the arms looked like they'd been severed.
And so had the head, which made it impossible to even determine the cause of death.
Obviously, it's a homicide. We don't know how old the person was, and we can't even for certain identify whether it's a male or female at this point.
The coroner says identifying the remains found in this spot could take months.
Probably be a long process because since we don't know where this body originated from, it could be anywhere up along the Kentucky or even the Ohio River that it was put into the water.
They'll compare DNA from the remains against missing persons cases. Because of how little they know about the origin of the body, they plan on casting a fairly wide net. It's one Sherman Dennis hopes is successful.
I've never seen nothing like that. I know they found a lot of bodies and things along this river, but nothing like that,
In Jessamine County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Police tell us the remains have been taken to the state medical examiner's office as the investigation continues.
What police say began as an argument outside a Clay County Walmart led to a shooting, and police say the victim was badly injured. Police have arrested Michael Edwards and charged him with assault. They say he shot another man this morning in the parking lot of the Manchester Walmart. Tonight we've received 911 calls made by people in that parking lot. Phil Pendleton has the latest from Clay County.
It was 9:30 Monday morning, and shoppers soon noticed two men whose conversation took a violent tone.
I'm in a Walmart parking lot in Manchester. There are two men fighting in the parking lot.
Police say one of them, Michael Edwards, assaulted Richard Lawson, then left.
After the first altercation, a lot of people come to help Mr. Lawson, and then Michael Edwards returned with the handgun, and people just started having to scatter.
We have a gentleman fighting in the parking lot. He has a pistol on him.
Yeah, I've got the police at that way.
He's going to the weapon. He's still under the parking lot.
Okay.
So he's got a weapon to split him open.
Police say both men were arguing over property.
Where one claims that they own a piece of property and the other one claims they own the piece of property.
They were to settle the dispute in court, yet they met outside Walmart instead.
Michael Edwards pulled a handgun and shot Richard Lawson twice in the abdomen.
Edwards was spotted, and he tried to throw one of three guns out of his car window. He was taken to jail and charged with assault. Lawson was airlifted to UK.
He was having to undergo surgery to remove one of the bullets out of it.
Police say Edwards will face attempted murder and wanton endangerment charges as well. In Clay County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Police tell us that both men are neighbors in the Saxtons Creek community of Clay County. Also in Clay County, police have arrested a woman they say abused a child. State police charged 22-year-old Amber Willoughby with criminal abuse. Police say a 4-year-old child was airlifted to Kentucky Children's Hospital this morning after suffering injuries caused by abuse. Police have not said what those injuries are exactly. They do tell us they expect to make more arrests in this case.
A cold front is bringing changes to the bluegrass. We could see a little bit of snow. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey shows us what he's tracking on First Alert Defender. Chris?
Yeah, we're stressing the little bit over the next couple of days, but some snowflakes likely to pay a visit to many areas across central and eastern Kentucky, Jennifer, courtesy of a couple of cold fronts. One not too far away from the Ohio River as of now. The other one is a little farther to the northwest into sections of the western Great Lakes. Both of those coming in on a northwesterly wind flow, and out ahead of that, we're seeing a couple of sprinkles and very light showers beginning to develop across central and northern Kentucky. Let's take a little trip into southern parts of the state where it is a sprinkle at the very best or worst. All about perspective on that one. Similar setup across parts of the Lexington metro and the farther north that we go. Now we're starting to see some of that colder air getting into Covington at 44 degrees. Most areas with mid to upper 40s as of now. If you're out and about this evening, there's a chance for a shower, so keep the umbrellas handy, though a lot of dry hours over the next several hours with a windy condition or winds that will really begin to ramp up, and those gusty winds will lead to that colder air and the potential for some festive snowflakes showing up with snow showers and flurries on the weather menu for the next 48 hours. Guys, I'll come back in a little bit. We'll touch on those festive flakes, and I'll let you know if any of them decide they actually want to stick around.
A colder than normal November has potholes popping up on roads around the Bluegrass. Workers with Lexington Streets and Roads Division say they've been getting calls every day about potholes on neighborhood streets and major roads. They say low-lying stretches of road are more prone to pothole damage because water collects there and erodes the blacktop.
It deteriorates the street, especially if it's already aged and cracking and it's got water down in it. That water and the salt, they start to deteriorate from the bottom up, and next thing you know, you have a pothole.
2 drivers reported damage from a pothole on Liberty Road near Man o' War over the weekend, but that pothole was repaired by this morning. You can report potholes in Lexington by calling 311. Streets and Roads workers say they try to get them repaired within 48 hours of a report.
Tonight, we've learned a man shot by Lexington police is out of the hospital again. UK hospital officials say Joseph Kilburn has been released from the hospital. He was originally released last Monday, but his mother says he returned to UK hospital 2 days later after started bleeding from a gunshot wound. At one point, Kilburn was listed in critical condition, but he quickly improved. Lexington police shot Kilburn last month after they say he tried to run down 2 officers with his truck. He's been charged with wanton endangerment and fleeing or evading police. He is scheduled to be arraigned next month. We have an update tonight on the investigation into a fire that destroyed a Nicholasville apartment building. At this point, Nicholasville firefighters say they have not been able to figure out a cause for that fire, but they're still calling it suspicious. The fire destroyed an apartment building at 1st and Walnut Streets last Thursday. Part of the building was more than 2 centuries old. Firefighters tell us they're still waiting on the results of some tests before they'll be able to figure out a cause of the fire.
One of 2 men charged in a robbery and kidnapping case out of Floyd County faced a judge today. Tanner Spears pleaded not guilty to the charges against him. The other suspect, Jonathan Weddington, won't be arraigned until Thursday. A grand jury indicted the 2 men last month. Police say in September, the 2 broke into a Floyd County couple's home, duct taped them, and threatened them with a gun. Police say Weddington is also a person of interest in a string of robberies in Pike County. Richmond police have arrested a man for a violent robbery at Kroger. Last Thursday, police say 22-year-old Brandon Harrison tried to leave the store with $47 in merchandise he didn't pay for. Police say some Kroger employees noticed it and tried to stop him. But they say Harrison became violent and started fighting the store employees. Police say the employees were able to keep Harrison from leaving, and they held him at the store until police arrived. He's charged with second-degree robbery.
All week long, we'll be alerting you to scams that target holiday shoppers. And tonight, we begin with what you need to know if you're shopping online. More shoppers are turning to the internet these days to buy gifts for the holidays, and scammers have noticed. WKYT investigative reporter Miranda Combs looks at some of the scams that could hurt online shoppers.
For some, it's the preferred way to shop. A few clicks and the gift is en route.
Be careful before you do that.
Heather Clary with the Better Business Bureau says while shopping online may keep you from having to travel to stores, you still need to do some legwork.
Anyone can set up an internet website. You want to check out the reputation of who's behind it.
Clary says this time of year, when you're searching for the perfect holiday gift, it's important to know about the site you're shopping on and its origin.
We hear from people who are shopping and ordering what seems like a really good deal online, and it turns out the company is overseas, maybe in China or somewhere, but they didn't notice that, leaving them kind of high and dry when it comes to getting any kind of recourse because it is outside of the United States.
Another scam that Clary says is popping up around Lexington for online shoppers this season may turn up in your inbox from some big box stores.
We've actually received a couple of emails from consumers in our area who have also received these phony emails.
The email is set up to look like a receipt from an online purchase, but Clary says if you click on the link, it's a scam.
If you hover your cursor over the link, often you will see that a box that pops up shows you it's not really that website at all.
But during the holidays, when seeing email receipts is common, Clary says this is a scam to beware of. In Lexington, Miranda Combs, WKYT.
Also, if you are an online shopper, Clary recommends using credit cards to pay. That way, there's more protection if something goes wrong. Even better, she says, use one credit card for all of your online gift buys.
Tower cranes are expected to be brought in next week for the Centerpoint project. Next, an update on how it could impact traffic in downtown Lexington.
And then how a Lexington church wants to do more to feed those going hungry in the community.